Over this past month, I've been talking about your thoughts, learning how to understand them, how to have fun with them again, even the specific good and bad timing of them. Your thoughts are gonna mold you to the life that you want to be. Your thoughts are gonna create the framework for that person that you want to become. So today, I want to talk to you about how to get your thoughts back in line through your mindset, thinking, focus, forward thinking, discipline, and then again through your thoughts. So join me today and let's get this rolling. Thoughts will always come and go, but it's the emotional attachment that gives them meaning. When we have a thought in our mind, the emotion that we feel about it is either how you're going to remember it or how quickly it will go. It's with any situation. I could ask you about a movie that you'd watched in the past, and you would say, oh yeah, I remember that funny part, or yeah, that was pretty sad in that part. This is how we can see our lives. I can be like, well, what happened the other day? And you'd be like, oh, I remember this funny thing that happened, or maybe the sad thing that happened. The emotion that we attach to each event in our lives is going to be how much meaning we give to that event. This is the way your life is going to work. You think, you act, and then you move. So how do you stop negative thoughts? Well, there's 4 ways to do it, and let's get right into them. First, you detach emotion to that thought you're thinking. So if you're currently having a negative thought, just detach yourself. Say, you know what? Emotionally, I'm not going to give any meaning to this thought. And you might look at me and go, well, that's impossible. How do you detach meaning? Will you think about something else, right? Switch your thought to a positive one, which is a second point. So when you can detach your emotion from that thought and begin to think a more positive thought, that meaning that you've given to that will be taken away, and you'll be able to move more into a positive mindset. One of my biggest things that I talk about is that belief is the first step in healing. But belief actually is the first step in everything. If you believe that you can be in control of your thoughts, or you believe that you can be in control of your actions, or you can believe that you can be in control of your life, this is the direction your life's going to go. If you don't have a belief, you're not going to do the actions necessary. So that if you know that you can control your thoughts, you can control your thinking by shifting it or putting something else in or changing your focus, this is what you're going to have to do. But to do this, you're going to have to be self-disciplined at it daily. This is the 4th point. This is something you have to work on. It's not going to be like, oh, yeah, today I never had any negative thoughts and I was able to do it. That's amazing. That's a huge win. Write that down. Tomorrow is a new day. But don't focus on that. I'm not telling you to go ahead and be like, oh, well, that's good for you, but tomorrow it's going to suck. That's not what I mean. What I mean is count your wins. Live in the moment for today, but do it every single day. This life's a journey. It's going to go until it doesn't go. And until that time comes, you really want to be focused on working at your growth. And growth happens every single day. So how do you get your thoughts back in line? There's 3 ways to do this. One is you live in the present moment. Live for the now. When we think about worry, fear, blame, regret, these are all examples of emotions from future and past thoughts. What really do you have negative going on in this exact moment? I can't hear you, right? There's nothing that you have negatively going on in this exact moment. You're alive. You have breath. You're healthy, right? These things that you have, even if you have a illness right now, you still aren't 6 feet under. You still have life that you can create and move forward. Second thing is to know that it is just a thought. Nothing more. We get all entangled up and think about, oh my gosh, this situation happened in the past, and we build and we build and we build. It's just a thought, right? You have 50,000 of them every day. It's just a thought. Remove it from your life. Say, yeah, you know what? This isn't going to mean anything to me because it's not going to move me into the place I want to be. The third thing is to be on purpose with your mindset. What do I mean by being on purpose? I mean, keep your focus on the outcome that you're going after. If your thoughts are drifting into either worry of the future or regret or blame of the past, bring it back into the present moment and be on purpose. What are you working on right now? Right now, you're listening to this podcast. So just listen to my voice. Understand the words that I'm saying. And just when that's done, then you move on to the next task that you have going on or the next project. But right now, just be here with me. Be here and listen to what I'm telling you. Be in the moment. And that's being on purpose. Live your life with a controlled mindset. How do we do that? How do we live that life with a controlled mindset? Like I said, focus. Focus is number one. What you focus on grows. So if you're focused on negative things in your life, that's going to blow up and it's going to expand. And it's going to show your life different things that you're not going to want to see. And these things that you're going to want to see are either going to be made up in your mind and adding more thoughts, or they're going to really distort your thoughts and your reality of who you actually are and who your life actually is. The second thing would be your surroundings. Who are you surrounding yourself by? What are you watching? What are you following on social media? I know that a year ago or so, I wasn't in the headspace I am right now, right? My mindset wasn't focused where I wanted it to be. So I needed to grow. I was in a part of a lot of PTSD growth. They weren't really growth. They were PTSD groups. And a lot of people are negative in these groups because they're seeking help. But the way that they seek help is they give you their story, and it seems to be more of like a feel sorry for me story. There's no solution at the end of that story. It's just a problem. And I was reading these things every day because I wanted to help these people. And it got to me. It got to me really bad because I started to be more sympathetic for them instead of empathetic. And I was wearing all of their hurt and all of their pain. I was wearing it on myself because that's what I was surrounding myself with. Now I chunk it down and I only do a little bit at a time, but I do it from an empathetic point of view. I see what they're going through and I give my coaching expertise as much as I can to say, I get that. I get what you've been through, but it's time to change your story. Because personal power is your life. You can create or destroy. It's up to you. How do you want to live your life? Do you want to live it with strength, or do you want to live it in weakness through the past negative experiences that you've had? I'm really praying that it's strength. I'm really praying that you want to be strong within this future life that you're creating yourself. Because, like I said, you focus on what you get. So if you're focused on that negative of the past, you're not going to be able to control your mindset into the power that you have for the future. Thinking expands your life. It creates that life. So today's exercise is we're going to go on a 21-day news cleanse. We're going to not feed our mind for 21 days. So if you have a negative thought, think about where it's come from. Is it the news? Is it the people you're surrounding yourself? Is it the social media feeds that you're going through? Where are these negative thoughts? Begin to remove these things from your life and see how quickly your mindset will change. So for this 21 days, I can guarantee you will hear what's going on. As much as you turn off the news, you will hear. I haven't watched the news in, 5 years or so. I know exactly what's going on in this world. You might not get it as fast. I remember when we were in Indonesia on our trip, and this was back in 2019 when COVID was just starting. There were things happening and we're like, what's going on? Like, we had no clue. But eventually we understood that there was a pandemic going on We were protected because that's what the hotel was doing. You always find out. You always find out what's going on. Go on to an app or something and scroll through if you need to. Really need to know, but just don't sit on it. Years ago, I used to sit on the news. Every morning, I'd grab my coffee and flip the news on. And my wife can totally attest to this. I'd watch the news for the first hour to two of my day, or it'd be on the background. So this is what was feeding my mind. And I was definitely a lot more negative back then than I am now. So the final question is if you don't watch the news for 21 days, will you really be missing out on things of this world? Ask yourself that question. What am I really missing out on if I don't watch the news? And then our final quote for today is from the Stoic Emperor, Marcus Aurelius. And he says, the news allows you to dictate massive amounts of energy and attention to things you probably cannot impact, while the things you can impact go unaddressed. This life is your only life. Maybe. It's really up to you what you believe in. But try to cherish it. Try to really not live a single day without regrets. One of my biggest words that I use on a daily basis is Carpe Diem. That means seize the day. Treat this day like it is a gift, because that's what it is. Tomorrow is not guaranteed for any of us. And I'm not saying that you're going to die tomorrow. I really pray that you don't. But I don't have control over it. I could die tomorrow. I don't know what life has for us. And these are the things. When you live your life without regrets, when you seize every single day, your life is going to have that meaning that you want it to. You're going to create that legacy. You're going to have a joyful, amazing, abundant life, because that's what you're creating and that's what you're focusing on. So today, make sure that you focus on just today. Tomorrow will come tomorrow and you'll deal with tomorrow. Yesterday's over, can't be done, erased, or changed. Don't worry about it. Focus on today. And remember, I love you all, and there's nothing you can do about it.